Hello and welcome to another AIC Productions video. Today I'm really excited to be presenting you this laptop. This is something I actually have been anticipating for quite some time. It is one of the first laptops with the AMD Ryzen CPU. So this happens to be a Ryzen 5 and I have had a chance to use it a little bit, and I'm impressed with some parts of it and very unimpressed with others. So I just want to do, in this video, a quick overview of the laptop, and then in my next video we will do a performance test of the laptop, since there are very different aspects of it I want to cover in each one. So, overview. First of all, on the outset, this is a very premium feeling and looking laptop. It is an aluminum case. On the back here, it's mirrored, it says Envy on the hinge. The stylized HP is very attractive. I love the color. It's a really nice color without having to be black or white or silver. It's kind of this, it's not quite gunmetal, more like almost like a chocolate gray color. I don't know what they call it, but it is very attractive looking overall. And we go ahead and open it up. And as the name suggests, it is a 360 hinge on that laptop. It is a touchscreen, of course. Going through it, on the back here, in addition to the hinge, you have the vent here for cooling. It comes in through the holes here and it exhausts straight out the back. On this side, you have HDMI, USB 3.0, your power button, and a headphone microphone jack, and HD indicator, HD activity. You have an SD card on this side. You have a USB Type-C, a volume rocker, which is nice for when you have it in tablet mode, but also I just really like having physical volume up and down keys. And you have another USB Type-A connector. Alright, I had it apart, so I hadn't quite clicked it all together there. Alright, we're going to go ahead and open it up here. And I find the touchpad to be fairly interesting. It's very wide, but short. So it's a fairly large touchpad overall, but the height is kind of strange for me. It also doesn't have separate physical keys, which is something I very much prefer, is the physical keys for the right and left click. I know this is less expensive to implement and it's more Apple-esque, and so this is the way most manufacturers are going, but I prefer, again, physical keys. Now, we'll come to the two things that disappoint me in this laptop quite a bit. The first one being the keyboard. The key press isn't too bad, it feels okay. However, the keys themselves are really cheap feeling. They're not pleasant to touch. They're very, without clicking on them, they feel very light, the key caps themselves, and they're kind of just cheap feeling plastic. I have felt better keys on $150 laptops, so that to me is very disappointing, because that's the thing you interface with outside of the touchpad the most is a keyboard, and so having them feel cheap on such an expensive laptop, this laptop is $750, to have such a cheap feeling keyboard is quite disappointing. The other thing that disappoints me about it, because it's a 360 hinge, this is something I find a lot with 360 hinges, especially ones that have a touchscreen, because the screen's so heavy, it woggles. So when you're typing on it, or it's in your lap, the screen is doing this the entire time. And that to me is just not okay. On this expensive of a laptop, to constantly be having the screen, it doesn't take much. If I'm just typing on it, and I do type with some force, but I'm not overly aggressive, the whole time the screen, and I'm not typing very hard right now, the screen wiggles. Which to me, in a laptop this expensive, is kind of unacceptable. I've had, again, far less expensive laptops with a similar style hinge have less screen wobble. So that's not okay. on this laptop, and actually has caused me motion sickness when trying to use it. As far as battery life goes, battery lasts a good long time. It's very comfortable to use. Even when you're pushing it, it doesn't get overly warm on your hands. The Bang & Olufsen speakers are excellent quality. They sound amazing. The screen is beautiful. It has a very good screen on it, so it is very nice. Like outside of the cheap feeling keyboard and the wobbly screen, I really like this laptop. But these two things are kind of a deal breaker because, again, touchpad, keyboard, screen are your highest interfacing parts of the laptop, and when one of those really doesn't work for you, it's not okay. We'll go ahead and plug it in and power it on and go over some more aspects of it here in a moment. Alright, so we've got the computer booted up, and it, as I said, looks great, sounds great. The touchscreen is very responsive. We can open up an app with it. We'll go ahead and open up PUBG here. We won't play PUBG because I have an extra mouse, and I'll do that when I do the performance with my capture device. Now the screen is very reflective, which is something that is very indicative of a touchscreen. And one of the things I don't like about touchscreens overall is the reflectiveness of it. Now, viewing angles on this screen are excellent, as you can see there. Now it is not so great simply because of the camera picking up the backlighting, but they're very good. The volume or sound is really good. And you can see frame rates, at least in this opening screen, are pretty good. On some of my other systems, can't even play this. We'll get into a lobby here just so we can run around a little bit. This is probably the most graphically intense game that I currently own. It doesn't do so great with the touchpad. I don't have a external mouse plugged in right now. And you see frame rates are pretty darn good, and this is using just the built-in, turn the sound off there so we don't have to listen to the lobby. People screaming China #1 there. But yeah, I've played PUBG on this a number of times and have been very impressed with the overall frame rate. It's not as good as my desktop with a 1050 Ti, but it's pretty close actually. I'm not too unimpressed with that. Go ahead and quit the game. We don't want to get into a game I won't last very long here. Now, one thing you probably hear the camera pick it up, that is another problem with this laptop, is it does get pretty loud when the fan is going. It is not quiet, and it ramps up pretty quickly. Like I said, it does stay cool when you're using it, but it does get kind of loud, which is another disappointment for me. I'm used to laptops being much quieter, even on far less expensive systems or on older systems. Newer systems, I kind of expect them to have their cooling and noise in check, especially on something like this that doesn't have a dedicated graphics card. The graphics are considered integrated on this system. So anyways, this is just a quick overview of this system. We'll do some gaming on it, and then I probably won't be keeping it. So it just doesn't quite hit the mark for me, and I have my eye on some other things. So again, we'll do another video here, but thank you for watching, and I hope you have an amazing day.